How's it going, everybody? Welcome. So I just worked and fixed OBS, so hopefully this turns out pretty good. So I'm starting this off for members only access. So if you guys aren't a member today, there's probably a good reason for you guys to actually join up and become a member, as you'll get to see this day of release. For those who are not members, you guys obviously will catch these. I will make these public and available as time goes on. So first off, welcome to the first episode specifically dedicated to the members only community. And earlier today I went ahead and talked about Mobile X, just a little bit, of like my thoughts, concerns, not so much of my emotional outburst, but you guys will get that in this video today. We're also going to be talking about the best, not the best, but like Boost Mobile's iPhone deals, which some are considering to be as the best deals that you could possibly get. With the iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Pro Max. So we'll take a look at those. We'll check those out. All that good stuff. And then I figured I would also touch a little base with AI. So we'll discuss a little AI. And just, some cool things you can do with it. Also, the scares of AI, things that you must be concerned about, those types of things. So all that in today's episode. These will be done on Fridays. So if you're a member, you'll catch it Friday. If you're a non-member, then you'll catch it Monday. Will be released for everybody else. So, I definitely, do want to definitely want to see, some changes in Mobile X and everything like that. I mean, to be quite honest with everybody, the whole ordeal about Peter Adderton probably shutting down Mobile X. I don't believe he's going to shut down Mobile X at all whatsoever. I feel like that he's going to sell it, as I said in the live stream earlier today. And to be quite honest with everybody, I feel like that some people who are saying, he sounds like a child who's taking his ball and running away because he's not getting his way. I mean, I can see that perspective, but, ultimately, for the most part, I do see where, it's becoming hard to be an MVNO, especially, from, his standpoint, business-wise and everything like that. Like, I don't know Peter Adderton personally. Like, he and I are not friends. We don't text each other. I don't go out to California and meet up with him and go mountain biking and all this other stuff. I don't do none of that with him, but I do know him as a boss. I do know him as a person who, when my mother passed away, literally reached out to me personally via email. Okay, like not, having my manager reach out to me or in that. Like he reached out to me personally to offer his condolences and to let me know if I needed anything to let him know. And of course, like I told some of my friends about that. They were like, "Oh man, he said if you needed anything, reach out to him." Like, no, I'm not gonna use the guy. What the hell's wrong with you? He's my boss at the end of the day. So yeah, I see him in a different limelight than what everyone else does. So I don't think he's pouting like a child trying to take his ball and run away. I don't feel like that at all whatsoever. I feel like that, it's an uphill battle for him and his company. He walked away from Mobile X Australia. Like he sold it because it was pretty awkward that he was running two different brands, and one of the brands was competing with his brand here in America, right? Boost Mobile, which used to be his, and we all know the story of that. He sold Boost Mobile to Sprint. Now Dish, EchoStar owns it, and Mobile X competes against them, and it was like very awkward because he had Boost Australia, and it was like, which I mean, I don't know. I wanted a Boost Us and a Mobile X hat, right? Like it was a hat that had the Boost Mobile Australia logo and Mobile X logo on it, and he was supposed to send me one, but I never got it. I think he totally forgot. But it was okay though. I was hoping I would get one to add to my collection of things. Like I got a visible T-shirt, a visible coffee cup. I got a Mobile X T-shirt. I got a Boost Infinite backpack, Boost Infinite beanie, and Boost Infinite socks. Like I got some merch from these carriers and stuff like that. I mean, I've done some work with them, promotions and things and whatnot. So obviously gifted some things, and very excited for them and very excited to have them. So But when you think about it, when it comes to like Mobile X, Mobile done different. You know what I mean? Like his whole ordeal, his whole showcase and everything has literally been to get people off the bandwagon of thinking that they have to have unlimited mobile when they're barely even using 2 or 3 gigs of data. You can pay a far less phone bill a month for what you're using, right? And then if you need more, you can add more. Like there's always the flexibility. Like, oh my God, I'm about to hit 3 gigs of data usage. Well, I'll just top up and add, another gig or another 2 gigs. Or I believe they have auto top up as well, so you can auto top up where like if you run out of data, it just automatically adds another gig and charges your payment method for that gig, and you just you go along there. But ultimately, that was his reasoning, right? Because you can get a phone bill as low as like realistically, for a realistic user these days on smartphones, you can get a phone plan for like $15. So I mean, like, he's very behind that, and it's just people are just so reluctant to just give it a shot. Like, you have some people out there that were willing to actually do it, willing to try it out, willing to just give it a go. And you got people that are just so reserved, they're just so stuck in their ways, and yeah, they just, instead of just like, okay, this is not for me and going on, they have to come and criticize it, which makes absolutely no sense. I never really understood why people even cared what somebody is using. Like, it just does not make sense to me why people would go that far as to criticize. But anyways, that is like the absolute thing about Mobile X. That is very interesting, very just, yeah, they're really on that whole flexibility thing. And for a time, I mean, I was using Mobile X. I'm not currently using it right now, but I am thinking about, having a secondary line underneath them, because literally you can, if you wanted to, you literally can. There's just a few things that I would hope that they would change. I wouldn't mind having the ability to move your eSIM like freely, like you would move a Mobile X SIM. Like, I can go and buy a Mobile X SIM card and I can just pop it into any phone that I want to use and it works, right? But for the eSIM side, you have to contact customer care or expert care, and then you would have to have them make the changes on the account in order for you to move it over. And I really wish, they can do like what Visible did, which is taking the, logging into your Mobile X account and then using the eSIM and, just going, like moving it to another phone yourself without needing expert care's help, and only relying on expert care if they run into an issue. That's where expert care should come in and just really just help them out. But ultimately, I just feel like that that should be something that they should implement. Hopefully they do. Maybe I'll DM him and run that by him, see if he has any plans to do that in the future. But yeah, for the most part, I mean, Mobile X is a company that I'm hoping stays around, and not just stays around. I'm hoping that Peter Adderton doesn't abandon it. I'm hoping that he doesn't, deal away from it. And the reason is, if he sold it to another company, they're gonna want to do things their way, and by them doing things their way, it would seem to be very similar to what the other guys are doing. That's how I feel like they would do it. Like, they would totally focus on unlimited plans and totally abandon the backing of the flexible plan that Mobile X has, making that like their very bottom tier. See, the thing is, when you look at Mobile X, their flexible plan is their top tier plan, and then the prepaid unlimiteds is their bottom tier plans. So, like it says here, you download the app and do it yourself. So, you need a plan. You can have their AI modal basically study how you use your phone and give you a forecast of what you would use in 30 days and offer you plans that, would fit your needs. You can go with any of their unlimited plans, which these have changed, right? So, it's, $14.88 for 10 gigs and $24.88 for 30 gigs. I'll tell you why they changed here in a little bit. But they've changed recently, so this needs to be updated. You have your build your own plan, which is based off of the forecaster, but this is like if you already know how much data you want to use in a month. You can skip the trial period and just go straight into building a personalized plan for you, where you can choose like unlimited talk and text, or you can put limitations to the talk and text by amounts. if you don't do a lot of talking on your phone, you don't do a lot of text messaging on your phone, say that you're more data centric and everything's done by chat like Telegram and stuff like that, well, then you probably want to have more data than, pay for like unlimited talk and text and whatnot. So you'll just go ahead and do that. It's like $2.10 per gigabyte of data that you purchase. So, you can just do that. Of course, Mobile X has, international usage and whatnot. So, and this is what I meant by like things have changed, right? So prefer not to use the app. So these are like the dealer, offerings, right? So Mobile X Dealer Network is the perfect solution if you're looking for a helping hand to set up, one of your more traditional plans, right? They got $20. If you get through a dealer, it's $20 a month for 10 gigs of data. It's $30 a month for 30 gigs of data, and it's $50 a month for unlimited. So that is, if you go through any of their authorized dealers, because Mobile X is trying to give business to authorized dealers, so then that way, these guys have business, right? Like they're working in tandem with the little guys is the idea, okay? You can always check your device compatibility to make sure that it works on there. And you can find dealers. Like if I was to like, put in, let me choose, this is not even my zip code. Well, I'll just leave the zip code because it's not even my zip code. But these are like all the places that have it. So like right here, this is a new one. Express Insurance Services sells Mobile X. Mostly Walmarts carry them. Electronic Trading, 702 West Thomas Road, Suite 7. So this store has Mobile X that they sell in shop. And that's cool because whenever you hover above one of the addresses, the little pin on the map bounces. Here, let me make it full screen for you guys. I think it's like, no, not it. There we go. You guys can see. So yeah, electronic trading, see? And it starts bouncing on the map. It's like, I'm right here. You go over here and it's like Walmart. So far I've seen like two different stores that sell Mobile X in my city, and there might be some more coming later on down the road. So let me, you can zoom in more on the map. Let's see. Let's do 96818. And let's do that. Welcome to Hawaii. Why Walmart Pearl City has it, Walmart Kapolei has it, Walmart Mililani, and then there's Walmart in Honolulu, which is 700 Keaumoku Street. So I know exactly where that's at. That's by Ala Moana Shopping Center. All right, let's try a different zip code. Let's do 73521. So, as you guys can see, it's a small town of Altus, Oklahoma, because there's only one Walmart there, and it's they carry Mobile X SIM cards. Walmart Lawton, in the beginning of Lawton when you get in there, so Northwest, Quanah Parker, and then you got the other Walmart that's more in the central area of Lawton, Oklahoma, so 1002 Northwest Sheridan Road, basically. But yeah. So you can always find a retailer. The Walmarts will sell the SIM kits, but I don't believe they sell the plans. So at least for me, so if I go 85015. If my vaping bothers you, oh well. All right, let's look. Okay. So like here, if I wanted those dealer plans, I would go to Express Insurance Services, LLC, and I will be, I would be able to sign up with a plan with them, or Electronic Trading, which I'll be able to sign up with a plan with them. So, and it's pretty cool because let's zoom in a little bit here and then zoom in some more. All right. So if you guys hadn't noticed this, the dark green X is a retailer. And then the lime green X's are Walmart. So the Walmarts carry the SIM kit, like I said. And then the electronic trading is where you would get those plans that I showed earlier. So electronic trading is right there, and then the insurance services LLC is right there, which you can get these plans. So unlimited, you would have to go into a dealer to get it. You would have to go into a dealer to get those plans. That's really what they're trying to do, I guess, is also drive business to dealers. So it makes a lot of sense that they would offer these plans, because again, if you go through the Mobile X app and you do everything from the Mobile X app, which is great, it's fine. But first of all, you don't get these two pricings right here. They're cheaper to go through the app. So that's what I would say, is that if you're going to go with a 30 gig plan or a 10 gig plan, do it through the Mobile X app. You don't need to do it in their retailer stores, because you're going to pay $5 more just for signing up. And that's going to be your monthly bill. That right there. That's going to be your monthly bill. $20 for the 10 gig, $30 for the 30 gig, and $50 for unlimited. If you do these two plans, the unlimited 10, unlimited 30, if you did those from the Mobile X app, you'd be paying far less. You'd be paying $15 or $14.88 for the unlimited 10, and then $24.88 for the unlimited 30. And I believe they come with the hotspot, the 10 gigs of hotspot. So let me go back up. Yeah, see, each one of them includes 10 gigs of hotspot. It's just $5 cheaper if you do it through the app. So honestly, to make things less complicated for people, I wouldn't even offer the unlimited 10 or 30 at a retailer. I would just do the unlimited 50. If you go to, but I mean, I guess, but they gotta have some sort of they gotta have variety, I guess, right? Because the one thing you see here that you can't pick up at a authorized dealer is you can't pick up a flexible plan. There's no way for them to sell that plan to you. So yeah. Anyways, if Peter Artem was to leave all this behind, it would be absolutely sad. Like, I would be absolutely sad. I would think, man, that totally sucked, because like I said in the earlier live stream, I'm probably gonna take down the other live stream because it was just so horrible and bad. But anyways, the horror deal with Ant Mobile, I think, was why I was having a hard time trusting MVNOs and not really believing in what they were trying to build or what they were trying to do, is because I liked Ant Mobile and I was really happy to be on that service. And 6 months after signing up with them, they shut down, and it pissed me off because I didn't want to go anywhere else. Like, I liked what I was paying price wise. I liked what I was getting price wise, and I just didn't want to go anywhere else. So the best that I could do at that time was signing up with Altel and paying, I think it was like $1 a day for unlimited access. So I paid like 30 something dollars a month, and it was like unlimited access when you were calling from mobile to mobile, right? So like my dad had Altel, so when I called him, calls were unlimited and free. If I called somebody on the Metro PCS, it would use minutes. If I whatever, right? So yeah, I would just be absolutely sad. So anyways, switching tracks real quick, and let's just kind of talk about iPhones and the whole ordeal with Boost Mobile. So Boost Mobile is gonna have some deals for iPhones, because Boost Mobile has been very reliant on iPhones, helping them get themselves back up on the ground. Why is OfferUp alerting me? I get a lot of alerts from OfferUp, so it's just like, ugh. But anyways, so the iPhone 17 Pro made its way to Boost Mobile. Boost Mobile has some deals on it, so I'm going to share these with you guys, and you guys will see these deals. So iPhone 17 Pro, $830 off. That is crazy, right? And then the iPhone 16e is still on sale. You can get one for $99 if you keep or get a new number. It says $99. That's so weird. Keep or get a new number, and you get an iPhone 16e on the $60 plan for $100. But it's online. That's why. If you go in store to a Boost Mobile store, you keep your number, so you have to port, and you can get it for $50. iPhone 16e. That's crazy. Of course, if you bring your own device, you get the $25 a month forever plan, and Yeah, so, and then of course, the Google Pixel 10. You can get the Pixel 10 for $299, basically 300 bucks. You can get it for 300 bucks if you keep your number or get a new number with their $60 unlimited premium plan. So you got to get the $60 plan to get the Pixel 10 for 300 bucks, which, you know, $400 off pricing, right? So B-Tech got the Pixel 10 Pro for $399, so he paid 400 bucks for his. So that's a nice deal, right? Very nice deal. And then they have this right here, you know, infinite access for iPhone plan. Get the latest iPhone every year, right? And it's 65 bucks a month for it. But like the plan offering is pretty much a $25 plan. Versus if you go with the unlimited premium, which is 60 bucks a month, and I believe that's 50 gigs, 50 gigabytes of high-speed data for usage. Yeah, so anyways, let's go look at the deal. Let's look at the deal. Let's see what they have. Oh snap, this is like, sign out sign out of Boost Mobile. I was logged into my old account. It auto logged me into my old account. Like, what the heck? Let's just go. No, I do not want to sign in. I just want to go to the regular web page. Sorry if the stream gets choppy. Anyways, there we go. Phones and devices. That's what I was looking for. All right, here we go. And let's do Apple iPhones. Let's make it interesting. Let's make it interesting. Wrong one. Keep going to the wrong one. Anyways, here we go. All right. So you got the iPhone 17 Pro Max for $1,199. They have them in all the colors right there. They even got the iPhone Air. But anyhow, let me view the details. iPhone 17 Pro Max. I'm sure these will sell a lot on Boost Mobile because it just has the Boost Mobile color. Orange, why not, right? They got the 2 terabyte option. All right, let's choose 2 terabytes and let's see what happens. Well, it says 2 terabytes starting at $32.50 a month. So if you got the $60 plan, you'd be paying $100 a month for the 2 terabyte iPhone 17 Pro Max. Is it Pro Max? Yeah. You'd be paying like like $100 a month. $32.50 plus $60. Now, if you're gonna pay it all today, right here it says pay today, $1,999.99. Get a free year of service. So if you pay $2,000 for the Pro Max, the 17 Pro Max, you get a whole year of Boost Mobile service on them. And you can do 36-month financing where you'd be paying $55.56 a month. Or if you go through their infinite access for iPhones plan, you'll pay $32.50 a month. So these are the optional deals for Boost. So let's see. Let's go here. Let's go one step back. One step back. All right, let's do the iPhone Air. iPhone Air seems to be pretty decent. So yeah. Let's see, Apple iPhone Air. They have all the different colors. So you can go with like the light gold. You can go with the space black. You can go with the cloud white. Or you can go with the sky blue. Right, there's 256, 512, and 1 terabyte option. So let's choose the 1 terabyte option. Most people like to go for the high standard one. Okay, if you buy the iPhone Air today, full price at $1,399.99, basically $1,400, you will get 1 year service on Boost Mobile for free. That's a pretty dang good deal, to be quite honest with everybody. Wow. I would say, yeah, when it comes to, deals on iPhone, Boost Mobile pretty much got you covered there. You can't really, I can't really dispute that. I don't know. That's a pretty good deal. Because if not, let's say you go with the infinite access for iPhone plan, then it would be $15.83 a month for the 1 terabyte option. If you finance it through Boost Mobile, it's 36 months financing at $38.89. So financing is not the way to go. Obviously, they want you to either go on the infinite access for iPhone plan, or they want you to just buy it outright. If you buy it outright, you get a year of service for free. If you go with the infinite access for iPhone plan, you're getting pretty much the $25 plan plus the ability to upgrade every year to a new iPhone. Right? So if you buy it outright cash-wise, then you're getting the same plan as the infinite access for iPhone. It's just you own the phone outright. So, the way I know with Boost Mobile is that if you buy it outright, I think it's like a 48-hour turnaround time, but like after you buy the phone and you receive it and you activate it, 48 hours from when you activate it is when they will automatically network unlock the phone. So yes, you can add a secondary SIM from a different provider, or if Boost doesn't work out for you, you can go somewhere else. But why would you go somewhere else if you're getting free service, for a whole year? Like, you can just run like a dual SIM on it. Like, if you don't like Boost Mobile, then you can go and, get service with another provider and then just use the Boost connection as a backup. So I would say, if you're going to go buy the phone outright to get a year service for free, don't port your number over unless you're for sure going to stay with Boost Mobile. Actually, let's click new number and see if it changes anything. Nope, doesn't change nothing. Yeah, so just get a new number with them to try out their services. And yeah, that's the way I would go. So they got free store-to-door service included. So they will bring the phone to you and set it up and everything in home. That's a nice deal. I would say that is concierge service to your home. And you got the iPhone 17. Now this is crazy though, because this is where things kind of get a bit weird for the iPhone 17. It just gets weird. And I'll tell you why. You get the 256 gig and say you're gonna finance it through, the infinite access for iPhone, it's, $0 a month. You'll get it on them. If you do the 512, it's $5.55. They got the lavender color, got the black color, got the white color, the mist blue, and then their new color, sage. Wow. They're not afraid, right? Because you got the Pixel 6a in sage. You got the Pixel 5 in sage. You got the iPhone 17 in sage. Anyways, if you buy the phone outright for $829.99, you get a free year service. So for the iPhone 17, which launches at a $799 price tag, you're going to be paying $30 more to buy it full from Boost Mobile at the 256 option. I don't know why they didn't just do $799 for it. That's crazy. 36-month financing is at $23.06. Or if you go with the infinite access for iPhone, you get it for free unless you get the higher storage capacity, and then it will be $5.55. So if I click that, that's where it's going to change. Yeah, see? And then if you buy it outright, it's $1,029 for the 512 option. So to double your storage is dang near $200 more. That is not a deal in my opinion. So for those that's like, Boost has got the best deals on the iPhone, I'm not sure. I mean, for the most part, they are. For the most part, they are for sure probably like, the best. out there at this time right now, but it just depends on what variation you're going for. If you're going for the base model, I would say not. This probably boosts his plan to kind of push you towards the Pro Max or push you towards the iPhone Air, which already costs more. So, I mean, what is the difference here? What is the difference here? Please tell us. Please tell us. Yeah, so I'm just like, I don't know. No, you guys tell me, those that watch the replay, #replay crew, and just tell me, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Tell me. Because here's the thing, in wrapping up, there's those people that's concerned about AI. And, I totally understand why you would be nervous about AI, because it is absolutely true when it comes to AI. We are at a point where technically AI can take about 80% of white collar jobs. And it's growing in steadfast where it can, take 20 to 50% of blue collar jobs. That is absolutely true. So, the previous videos that I talked about where I made mention of, while Apple does have beefed up specs and things are looking good for Apple, at the same time too, Apple is lacking pretty far in AI, because that's where AI is going. I mean, AI is the future. That's where we're going. We're heading to that. Whether you like it or not, we're heading towards AI. It's not going to stop. You're not going to slow it. And businesses know the capabilities of AI, and they are almost ready to pull the plug on going 100% in on AI to handle majority of their work, which will leave a lot of us out of jobs. It will. I'm not saying this to scare everybody. I'm just saying that, instead of fighting against AI, you should probably learn how to use AI to maximize your life. You can use AI to help you build a business. You can use AI to help you, achieve more skill sets that would make you a better potential candidate for various different types of work. There is this stigma like once AI is fully implemented in place, there's no need for us completely. Well, that's not true. They're going to need people to be able to govern it, right? Like, we've all seen the Terminator movies. We know about Skynet. We know about Genesis. We know all about that. So, to be quite honest with everybody, we're not 100% trusting in AI. So we will want people, humans, real humans in place, to monitor and govern AI to make sure that everything is functioning properly. And if things need to be patch built or whatnot, you have these people in there to be able to do that. So software engineering, computing and stuff like that is definitely things that you definitely want to be taking courses on to become fluent in. Right now they already have it to where surgeons can be anywhere around the world and be able to perform highly skilled surgeries. They already have it. Like, they have robots in hospitals that have all the tools that that's needed to perform these surgical procedures, and a doctor can just put on these gloves and just, along with AI, perform surgery on a person right there on the operating table and not actually have to be in the same room with them. There's even hospitals where doctors do that while they're still in the same building, but to keep the whole room sterilized and to make sure that nothing is contaminated. The whole room is sterilized, only the patients in there. The patients put to sleep, and then they're put under this machine, and the machine actually makes like the incision and does what needs to be done, and the doctor is just using his hands as if he's working on a real human and just performing the task. And even using AI to just execute these tasks done by prompts typed into the prompt box, and the machine does all the work. So yeah. Now, why would they still need humans in place? Well, I just made mention why. If something was to go wrong that the machine couldn't react to or couldn't compute and understand in time that a human can, then you have doctors on scene that can rush in and take care of whatever problem just happened and save that person's life. So this is what I mean, that they're still going to need people in place. So like doctors, definitely they're going to need in place. Medical assistants, nurses, they're definitely going to need in place. Even if AI can do the work of the surgeons, you're still going to need on staff humans to be able to counter any type of issue that could go wrong, to spare the hospital any, like injuries done by the hospital, or even, possibly accidentally unaliving somebody during surgery procedures, and then, the hospital being sued. So yes, AI is growing fast. AI is the future. It's heading in that direction, So I would definitely tell people that you do need to be ahead of the curve. Start considering learning about AI. It's not hard. It's really not hard. Like, I don't know everything about AI. I'm not on that level just yet, but I am learning every day. I'm reading. I am playing around with it. I'm just like looking at all the possibilities that AI can do. And if you're wondering like how AI can help you set up a business, well, AI would know all these things because it would be able to research the World Wide Web to get all the best information it can possibly gather up to help you in building a business that you can run that would make you, self-sustainable, to take care of yourself, to provide for yourself and provide for a family if that's what you're trying to do, or in the future when you have a family. AI is the future to all of this. You have to get on board. As Chris Perillo said, you don't want to be under the train. You don't want to be above the train. You don't want to be in front of it. You definitely don't want to be behind the train. You want to be in the train riding this wave of AI, because it is going to change a lot. This is why the Pixel 10s and even previous Pixels and future Pixels is something that people are very interested in, because people are understanding what AI can do. And this is why people would still, not everybody, but some people are saying they would rather prefer to get the Google Pixel 10 than getting the iPhone 17, because they've already seen what AI in the Pixel 10, what it can do. And this is just the beginning. Remember, the Pixel 10 got 7 years of software support. You want to know why Pixels are getting 7 years of software support? Because AI is going to grow. And those people who would rather stay on a Pixel 10 for like 4 or 5 years, they want to be able to get that AI feature to them. So keeping it supported for 7 years allows them to basically give it some of the AI stuff. Like, there's going to be future AI things that the Tensor G5 is not going to be able to handle it. So it's one of those things where, again, this is how they bait you into upgrading. If you want that AI feature, you're going to have to upgrade to the latest Pixel phone, because it's able to support that. But majority of people who just like, I like making cat photos, yada, 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 I mean, they're going to be able to do that with the Pixel 10 5 years from now, no problem. So, but that's why. So anyways, to the members of the channel, this is my way of saying thank you for being a member of the channel. You will have exclusive access to this live first, before everybody else does. And then on Monday, everybody else will have access to it. So the whole weekend is yours, members. Enjoy it. Watch it now. Watch segments of it if you want to. You guys got lives. You guys are busy. I understand that. You can come back and check it out later. And then after that, Monday will be live for everybody else. And if you want to be ahead of everybody else and see this first, then you definitely want to become a member today, because these are happening every Friday. Every Friday, this particular live stream episode will be happening. You don't want to be left behind, so become a member today. Right there below. Just click, join up, become a member. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I'll talk to you later, guys and gals.